And we're live.
We're live.
We're live. Woohoo!
Hola, Unconventionals.
Hola.
How is everybody today?
Hope everybody is doing well. I'm moving us.
Yes.
That looks like it's backwards. Why is that reversed?
I don't know.
That's weird. Is it reversed to everybody else too?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to watch the replay and find out, JP.
That's really weird. All right, guys, this is our 50,000 subscriber celebration. Woohoo!
Yes, thank you all so much. We are just humbled and amazed and very grateful for your support.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we are at 50,000.
I know.
So to put that in perspective, out of all YouTube channels with at least 100 subscribers, only 1% have more than 50,000 subscribers. So we're in the top 99% or the top 1%. How does that work?
I don't know.
We're in the top 1% of YouTube channels in terms of subscribers.
Yes, so we're very happy.
It's crazy. This started out as a labor of love and a way for us to kind of journal our existence here in Ecuador, and apparently other people enjoy watching it.
Well, that's good.
It's so surprising. All right, what else do we have on the agenda before we get going, Amelia?
Oh, well, hold on, because Derek said it is not reversed for us, the Amelia and JP sign.
Oh, so that's good.
That's good to know. Thank you, Derek. And thanks again, Ola. Sorry, everybody's saying hi. I just saw a hello from Texas. Hope you're staying warm, everyone. The weather is crazy.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how cold it is.
Yeah.
But not here. It's been hot. The last couple of videos we filmed, we were roasting.
Yes, it was so hot.
Yes.
You'll notice in our next video, Amelia is glistening with sweat.
Yes.
That's next week's video.
Yeah, we had to switch up our recording process because the sun was so bright, and I didn't want to do it in my sunglasses. And I didn't want to be squinting the whole time or just sweating profusely.
Well, she was sweating profusely anyway.
Yes.
So we also just passed 5 million views. Seems like we should have more views than that, Amelia.
I don't know. It seems like a lot to me.
5 million views. That is a lot.
Yes.
It's hard to believe. All right. Also, we wanted to let you know about our new channel, Live Abroad Now. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, it is linked everywhere on our website and on this YouTube channel. We are posting highly specific expat information. If you're planning on moving to Ecuador, that channel is for you.
Yes. Yeah. We have short FAQ videos that are like 1 to 3 minutes. And then we're going to be posting some interview specific videos like the one we posted with Maité from Gringo Visas, where she talked about all the new visa rules.
Yep. And we just shared a video about health insurance.
Yep.
From Carlos at Blue Box. Has really good information about the difference between public and private health insurance, the public IESS. All right. Thanks, Timothy. Our first super chat. Woo!
Oh, muchas gracias, Timothy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we're going to have longer interviews and shorter FAQ videos over on that new channel. Also, one last housekeeping thing is I send out a newsletter every Friday that has expat relevant news from Ecuador, and I send it out in the afternoon every Friday, and it's got information in there that we don't really share anywhere else other than on Patreon.
Right.
But it even has things that we don't put on Patreon. So if you guys want to get that newsletter every Friday, you can sign up for that through liveabroadnow.com. And I don't know, it's my little pet. I love it.
Yeah, I like looking for the news stories. That's my job.
Yeah.
And if you see me scratching my nose, our allergies have been driving us crazy.
Yeah,
Somebody put a comment on one of our videos where we thought the allergies would be less in Cuenca or here. And I had to say, I don't know, it's the same for us. So
Hola,
we
Kit.
were very much of a help.
Kit, awesome. Thank you, Kit.
Hola, Kit.
And Derek, thank you.
Derek, thank you so much.
Kit is one of our patrons, and he just upgraded to the Zoomers tier over on Patreon. He's we're going to give shout outs to all of our patrons who upgraded or signed up since February 10th when our patron special offer started. So let's just do that right now. Let's do the upgrades first.
Okay.
All right. So Dana Foster updated to the Zoom level. Sandy Southworth updated to the Zoom happy hour, upgraded to the Zoom happy hour level. Jay Terry went from monthly to annual. Susan and Rick Joyce went from monthly to annual. And Karen upgraded to the live chat tier. So thank you guys for upgrading.
Yes, thank you all so much once again. We really appreciate it and looking forward to seeing you on Discord and in the Zoom happy hour or the live chat, whatever you signed up for.
Yep.
Our Zoom happy hours are fun, but this is fun too.
The live chats are fun too.
It's all fun. We have a good time in case you guys can't tell.
Yeah. Yes, we do. It's already hot in here. I turned off the air conditioner so you guys don't hear the blower in the background. It's already warming up. I can feel it.
Maybe it's from the lights shining on your head.
Hola from Vancouver. Sweet. Thanks, everybody, on the congratulations, the 50K subscriber. Congrats.
Yes, thank you. And I did see a couple people saying they're getting ready to move to Ecuador. So we're really excited for you. It's a big jump and it's awesome. It's a little nerve-wracking at times, but boy, we don't regret it for a second.
No. Yeah, we love it.
We really do. Here. We're very grateful to be here.
We have a lot of fun here.
We do.
Yeah, we do work a lot. A lot of people think we're retired.
I know.
We get the comment a lot when I tell people that, I have to work. They're like, well, I thought you guys were retired, or it sounds like you guys have a full-time job. Yeah, this is a full-time job.
It is. But to your point, JP, we have fun. We actually work really well together, which is a plus because not every couple can work together.
Yeah, we do work well together.
Yes.
Dre, it's the same electricity here as in the United States. 2- and 3-prong outlets, same current, although it's we've been told it can surge, so you might want to bring a surge protector. Thank you, Charles, for the super chat. Charles Aikenvorst.
Thank you. Cool Muchas gracias.
Wow, $100. Don Shader. Awesome.
Wow,
thanks,
you. Don. Boy, you guys are feeling generous today.
Yeah, everybody's being
Is it because you guys are cold?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, there's Diane Cannon said your most faithful viewer. Awesome. Thanks, you.
Diane. We really appreciate that. Yeah, and let us know what questions you have. We're here to answer questions. I think JP mentioned in one of our videos that if anybody had any specific dental questions or medical questions, we might be able to help out with that.
Yeah, we actually have quite a bit of experience with especially dental and some medical.
Yeah, and you wanted to give a COVID update.
Oh, yeah, COVID. So it's not great right now because of the holidays and Carnival.
Yeah.
The cases are on the rise. The ICUs are full in Cuenca, Quito, and Guayaquil. And one of our patrons asked how many ICU beds there are in Ecuador. Right now, I'm assuming before this started, there were about 1,200 ICU beds throughout Ecuador that were equipped to deal with respiratory ailments like COVID. They have expanded that quite a bit since then, and they have like 30,000 beds, hospital beds that they've kind of repurposed a bunch of those for COVID treatment. So it's not great here right now. And the Supreme Court ruled all of the government restrictions that were in place, the quarantine and everything, unconstitutional. So those are all being left up to the local municipalities now. Cuenca, Quito, Guayaquil, and the bigger cities are still enforcing the mask mandate and social distancing and stuff. But here on the coast, we don't see a lot of mask wearing.
That is true.
So, thanks, Tom.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm actually watching all the comments go by too. So we need to try to answer some of these. Okay, so I saw somebody asked, what's a good bank in Manta? I think that most of the major banks are the same throughout the country. So Banco Pichincha, Banco Guayaquil. We have a JEP account, which is a co-op, but we're also going to open an account with Banco Pichincha, partly because they have a branch in Miami. So when you do a wire transfer, all of the money actually goes through that Pichincha account, and then it goes to your other banks here in Ecuador anyway. So we thought we would just go direct with Pichincha.
It goes through Pichincha, the bank.
Right.
Whether you have an account there or not.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying.
Thanks, Ram. Ram is one of our new patrons too.
Oh yeah, hola, Ram.
Oh,
or Ram. I don't know.
Ram. Mick.
Somebody asked how our Spanish is coming. It is coming. I've been doing my Spanish classes with Christina and learning more of the nuances of the language and things that are more specific to Ecuador, and it's been a lot of fun. But as per anything, I could always practice more, right?
Yeah, I could definitely practice more.
Yes, poco a poco. That's what I say all the time.
Yeah. All right, let's do our first, our new patrons. We're going to space these out because we have 50 new patrons, so we're going to do 10 at a time. The first round, starting with the first person who became a patron during our special offer, was Mark Reed. Then Marcy Benz, Mickey Goodman, Matt Kelly, Ram Goodman, or Ram. I'm so horrible with names. I don't know why I do this. I just make everybody's names bad. Doug Keehan, Kylie Jade, a returning patron, and Reed Anderson, Alvin Ruiz, and Joanna Vining. Cool name.
Yes.
So that's the first 10. We're going to do these every 10 minutes or so.
Welcome.
Shout out from a fellow Kansas boy. Woohoo! Are you at Jayhawk too? Or did you go to that other university?
Oh, jeez. Don't start a Kansas war.
Okay.
None of that.
I won't, Amelia.
So somebody, Don Shader asked, I'm always concerned about rental property availability in the coastal cities. Is that an issue? That is an excellent question, because in some of these towns are pretty small, and it seems like there has been a shortage lately. At least in Olón, we've heard that people wanted to stay in Olón and they've had to go outside of the area because what was available was like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
But, if you go to Salinas or Playas or Manta, there's certainly more availability.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't even scratched the surface with Manta and the places up north yet. So that is on our to-do list.
Yeah, we're going to be going back in a few weeks and doing a property tour. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, because of COVID, a lot of the businesses are allowing their employees to work online now. So they're coming here and renting places to get out of the city.
Yep.
I get that a lot, Jack.
Oh, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. We even look alike, I guess.
So April asked about the Patreon levels. So we have 3 Patreon levels, and at the $5 level or the unconventional level, you get access to our private chat community on Discord and the Scrolodex
Q&A video.
Yes. And also we post our videos in there ad-free.
Oh yeah, you get an ad-free viewing experience.
And then we have a $10 tier, which is includes the live chat. You get everything plus the live chat. And then at the $25 tier, you get everything plus our monthly Zoom happy hour, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun on that.
Mm-hmm. We have fun.
And especially when Kit shows up with his fez and a cigar and some brandy or port or whatever you were drinking the last time.
Yeah, and Paul Wilches from Relocation Services of Ecuador, he's been joining us a lot on those. And it's great to have him on because he is so knowledgeable about all things Ecuador, not just about shipping. Yeah.
And last month we had Gabby Lazaro, who is a real estate agent here in Olón. She joined us to answer questions as well. So it's great to have all those people there.
So how does an expat buy a house in Ecuador? I think it's basically the same as it is in the U.S., but maybe somebody else can comment on that.
Yeah, we're going to learn more about that when we go to Manta, because we're going to do a property tour of for sale properties and talk to real estate agents who sell property there and act as a buyer's agent as well. So we'll learn more about that coming up.
And Olón versus Playas population, it's quite a bit different. Olón is 2,500 people. And what did we say?
Playas is 60,000. 60,000.
Yeah.
Don asks if it's possible I could meet the love of my life in Ecuador. Well, we know a lot of expats who come here and meet people.
Absolutely. So we'd say a big yes. Come and try.
Yep.
There's actually a lot of single people here, a lot of expats that move as a single person and all age ranges, a lot of Ecuadorians, obviously, and people from other countries. It's not just North American expats.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I saw somebody through the feed earlier if there was any expats from Japan here, and we haven't met any personally, but there definitely are. There are some Asian people here. I'd be shocked if there are not anybody here from Japan, because we truly have met people from all over the world.
Yeah, all 4 corners. How can you have corners of a globe?
I don't know. That doesn't work.
That makes no sense. Who invented that term?
I don't know.
Yeah, we have people from all over the world here.
So,
what are the areas?
It's going fast.
Thank you, Lady Enigma. Cool. I love that name.
Can you please give us Christina's information? I want to learn Spanish too. Can she teach me even though I'm in the USA? Thank you both. Much love back.
Yes.
And the answer is yes, she can, because she teaches on Zoom. So she's in Cuenca and then we're here in Olón. So as long as you have access to the internet, you're good to go. The name of her business is Walking Spanish Lessons.
Yes.
Can you type that in?
No,
Here, I'll type it in.
We'll wait. Can you just drop us a note through our website? Because, I don't want to give away her personal contact info, and I don't remember the exact URL. It's Walking Spanish Lessons in Cuenca. If you do a search for that, you should find her, or drop us a note through our website, and we'll send an introduction email.
And she's also in a couple of our videos. So if you search "Walking Spanish Lessons" in our video on our YouTube channel page, you should find it.
Oh yes.
All right.
Somebody asked areas to stay away from. The south side of Guayaquil and by the port is a dangerous area in Ecuador, the most dangerous area in Ecuador. It's really, I mean, the big cities, you just have to be careful. It's not like, oh, stay away from Cuenca or stay away from this area. It's mainly just the bad parts of town. It's just like anywhere else in the world. You stay away from the bad parts of town. And if you don't know where the bad parts of town are, then you need to be going with someone who does.
Right. And then also, if you're not familiar with an area, then just go out during the day first and check it out before you go out in the evenings. Like we don't ever go out very late anyway, but we live here and alone and it's pretty quiet, but next door is Montanita and that's a party town. So that just has that reputation and to JP's point, you can ask the locals and they'll set you straight. They'll tell you where to go and where not to go. Everybody's so friendly and helpful. We haven't really run into any expat haters.
No, most people are very helpful.
Yes.
Somebody asked about getting a COVID test. The labs in the bigger cities like La Libertad, Guayaquil, Cuenca, Quito, Manta, all those have multiple labs that will do a COVID test. The results are available within 24 to 48 hours online. So that means that, and a lot of the labs are closed on Sunday. So we recommend you fly out of Ecuador between Wednesday and Saturday to make sure that you actually get your test, because you only have that 3-day window from the time you get the results to the time you can arrive in the US. So you need to make sure and account for that.
We've had a couple people ask about Daisy.
She's sleeping over there.
She's napping right now. But if she wakes up, we'll make sure to get her on camera. Same with Alicia. They're both napping.
Yeah, and there was a question I wanted to answer and I lost it. It's already gone. If you guys want to make sure we see your question, you might want to do the super chat because we're getting a whole stream of comments. I can't keep up with them.
Well, somebody, Eddie Perez, I think it was, just said, I'm looking more Ecuadorian every day. Thank you. I'm trying.
What about me?
I think we would need to get you an Ecuadorian looking wig. The Ecuadorians have amazing hair. Oh my gosh. We both have serious hair envy. Their hair is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, we should do another round. It's already. Okay, so our next round of new patrons: Don Shader, Denise Swenson, Natalie D, Mark with a K, Patricia Murphy, Kelly and Joe, Mike Hansen, Guy Crittenden, Harold Wayne Jackson, and Shane and Tanya Aldworth.
Hola, everyone. You guys. Thank you guys so much. And Larry Holtz, thank you so much. Can't wait for your upcoming video, 10 things that surprised us. Oh, yeah. That'd be a good one. From the 50K celebration. That's a great idea. You guys give us good ideas sometimes, and we really appreciate your input and your feedback.
Edwin, you cannot bring a car to Ecuador. You cannot bring a motorized vehicle to Ecuador except for an electric bike. You can bring electric bikes. You can't bring anything motorized unless you're an Ecuadorian citizen who is returning home. So if you are a native Ecuadorian and you moved abroad and you want to come home, you can ship a car with your household items. Other than that, no. Somebody asked how we do our income taxes here, and the answer is we have an accountant that does it for us. We have an accountant back in the United States, back in Denver. That's where we're still registered and the business exists and all that. So my accountant I've had for 20 years is still doing our taxes. We are not required to pay taxes in Ecuador unless we earn money in Ecuador, which we have not yet. Right. I do know some people use TurboTax because I've seen some comments on Facebook about that. So TurboTax? I've never heard of that before. Shut up. Is that some sort of a tax software? So I don't know. I don't know how TurboTax works, but you could definitely do them here. And I guess you just submit them electronically. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I think that you have to still mail them. Didn't you? No, because Rose files ours electronically. Oh, okay. I don't know. It tells you how much. I haven't done my taxes in a while, you guys. I handle it all. Yes, that's JP's job, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you. You're so sweet. How you two justify incomes to stay in Ecuador? We don't have to justify them to stay here. We had to show bank statements in order to get our visa.
Right.
12 months of bank statements. And it had to just be $400 a month deposited into the account. And that was all we needed to qualify. And it didn't even matter where the income came from.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising to us, honestly, because that seems awfully low, but that's the way it works here.
Yeah, we find that strange too, especially because you could just deposit money from transfer from one account to another, and they count that as income.
Right. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Brandon was the 38,000th sub. Awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, congrats on 50K. We're planning a trip to Ecuador in 2022. I've heard good things about Loja. Have you been? We've only driven through Loja on our way to Vilca and back. It looks really nice, and we have some friends who are there now, Pat and Connie, if you guys are on. Hola.
Hola.
And they said they really like it there. So it's definitely on our list.
It is. We were just talking about that before we started this call. And Kayleen Foote, thank you so much. Yeah, we really want to take a trip there. The pictures that Connie and Pat have been posting have been really nice.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
We've heard that you definitely need to have more Spanish in Loja, so something to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's probably like here.
Yeah, it's probably.
Or worse than here. Actually, a lot of people speak English here.
It's still kind of high elevation though, JP, isn't it? Like 6,500 feet or something like that in Loja?
Yes, it's a little bit lower and warmer than Cuenca.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about our website. liveabroadnow.com is our website.
Yes. And dual citizenship is allowed. So that is no problem. You have to be here 5 years.
Somebody asked, Curtis said about the van. So you can drive your car in Ecuador for 90 days. That's it. So the people who are the van lifers, they are allowed to drive through the country. So that's different than shipping it here with your household items.
Right.
So yeah, and somebody asked Paul Wilches about driving here. And he said, unfortunately, if you drive your car here, like through the Pan American Highway, you have to leave within 90 days because at 90 days, you would have to register it, and you can't register it. And since it can't be registered here, you can't sell it here either. So you would have to basically then drive it back home into the United States. So that's what they mean by that.
Interesting.
No EV in Ecuador yet, not a big demand. EV. Electric vehicles.
Oh,
they have the electric bikes and motorcycles are getting really popular.
Yeah, and there's definitely hybrids here. Mm-hmm. We hear them because you can tell the difference because they're so quiet.
Yeah,
we've seen a lot more hybrids lately. Somebody asked about private education. We have an interview coming up with a family that discussed education for their children, and basically they said that the schools can be pretty expensive. So they have public school, private school, they're doing homeschooling, mm-hmm. and they provide a lot more information about that. But if you're in a larger city, you can get private education and like the Montessori type schools and bilingual schools, mm-hmm. but it's not common throughout Ecuador.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, muchas gracias, Sarah.
Somebody asked about the water, the parasites in the water. We don't drink water, we just drink wine.
That is not true. This is water.
Yeah. So we buy the big five gallon jugs of water here in Cuenca. We drank the tap water. It was really good. But a lot of people said they didn't feel comfortable drinking the tap water in Cuenca. So they still drank bottled water. But I don't know.
We liked it. We didn't have any problems. But we were in a newer area and they had changed the pipes.
It was an older area, but it was newer plumbing.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. They had replaced all of the plumbing and stuff. No Teslas in Ecuador yet.
No, somebody said, can you talk about the banking system? I have read that most expats do not put their retirement or Social Security deposit. I just left in Ecuador and take. So we have our bank account in the United States and we transfer funds over here and we just use ATM. We have a Charles Schwab account, mm-hmm. and we highly recommend getting one of those because they don't charge you ATM fees. And if the other bank charges you fees, they reverse them.
Refund those at the end of the month.
Yeah, so it's a good way to go until you are able to open a bank account.
We have a whole blog post on Live Abroad Now about banking and money in Ecuador if you want to go read that.
All right. You can buy a car in Ecuador. Cars are more expensive here. The import taxes make them pretty pricey. but we've seen a lot of new cars lately. So I think that prices overall have come down.
Yeah, and they're actually, I think they're manufacturing more cars here in Ecuador. So if they're made in Ecuador, their cost is lower.
Didn't you see a Porsche the other day?
Yeah, we saw one of those Porsche Cayennes, the SUVs.
Yeah, we've seen some fancy cars, Audis.
We saw a brand new BMW 7 Series here just 2 days ago.
That's way out of my budget. I don't have a driver's license anyway. My driver's license expired, so I have to rely on JP.
Yep. Can we speak some local Spanish words? Bacancísimo. That's one that we learned here on the coast. And I don't know, there's so many words they use differently here. Like wawa means baby.
But that's Quechua, right?
Yeah, well, that's a local, I guess but the Spanish people use it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. They use a lot of different words here. We've had to learn a different version of Spanish.
Well, it's interesting. So yesterday I had a class with Christina and we were learning caer bien or caer mal means to like somebody or not like somebody, basically, which you use as opposed to gustar. But then in the page that Christina was showing me in our Spanish lesson, it also said it could be to fit for clothing. And I asked her about that because I had never heard that before. And she said that they use that in Spain. But in Ecuador, they use like Maité. So Kade or Kaden.
Okay, we're going down a rabbit hole here.
All right.
They also say something called vos vas. It's like, where are you going?
Yes.
It's like, and you use that with your good friends. Vos vas.
Yes.
And it comes from the vosotros, which is only used in Spain and Ecuador. Well, that term in Ecuador, which is considered slang. It's definitely weird.
It's interesting. It's a lot of fun.
Amelia, I know you're going to be surprised at this. Tuatara. Amelia is older than me by 3 years.
Oh.
She's actually Benjamin Button. She's aging in reverse.
Oh, thank you.
She just gets younger each year. Pretty soon I'm going to be like Yoda and she's going to look like a 20-year-old.
I like this climate. I don't mind being hot. Except when we're trying to record a video.
I don't know how to do subtitles on a live stream, although I think there might be a way, but I bet they're not very good.
Oh, but that's a good suggestion for next time. So we'll have to check that out. Thanks, Javier. Que bacán.
Lo siento para no hablamos en español.
Sí.
Pero no, el mayor de la mayor de la audiencia no habla español.
Sí. That's my contribution.
Yeah.
C.
Oh, let's do our next round of new patrons. We have so many to get through here. All right, so this is our next round of new patrons. Miriam Rosario, Lee P, Explorer. That's awesome. I love that name. Isabella Matas, Edward Sedlak, Patrick J. Maloney, Harold Prell, Alan, Vegas Hot Flash. I know you can relate to that. And Mona. Thank you, guys.
Hola, everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay, I love watching you and learning from you. Awesome. Thanks, Deborah.
And JP, somebody asked you, Don Shader asked how your back is doing.
It's so much better here on the coast. I mean, I honestly thought that the pain I had in Cuenca, I was just going to have to live with for the rest of my life. Because we went from Denver, where I was still recovering from the surgeries. And then we moved to Cuenca and it just wasn't getting any better. And really within a few days of moving to the coast, I felt better. It's the lower altitude, the warmer air. It's just better here for me.
Somebody asked about traveling as a single person. Sorry, I didn't catch your name, but I think, it's relatively safe here. Wouldn't you agree? Just be aware of your surroundings. We meet a lot of people that travel by themselves and women.
Men and women both.
Yeah. And, you just, whether you're in a group or you're by yourself, you really just have to hold on to your stuff. I just heard of another person getting robbed by somebody posing as a bus worker.
Yeah.
So it's
you got to be
pickpocketing is what you have to watch out for.
And the bus scam. They act like they work for the bus and they're like, oh, let me help you with your bags, or I'll put your bag underneath for you, and then they run off with it. So you just got to be really careful and make sure that you're working with the people who actually are on the bus, and you don't hand anybody your stuff inside the bus to help you in the overhead bin. Because they don't do that. The bus workers do not help you put stuff in the overhead bins.
No, they do not.
It's a minimal service environment.
Yes,
So
they will store your luggage underneath the bus, but it's very obvious who works for the bus company.
Yeah, they wear uniforms. So look for the uniform and make sure that they're actually working for the company and putting bags underneath there. And
right.
Just got to pay attention. Theft is the most common crime throughout Latin America. This is not unique to Ecuador.
Another thing you can do is arrange your travel ahead of time. So make sure you know where you're staying as far as a hotel or Airbnb, know the address, and hire a driver ahead of time so that you have, you've already made contacts with people. That's what I would do. And then you can also download an app called Cabify.
Yeah.
Because I know
and Uber also works in
Yeah.
Guayaquil and Quito. It does not work anywhere else in Ecuador yet. And then in Cuenca, this Azu taxi is really useful.
That was really good. I use that all the time. And I would go by myself. I would walk by myself to my dance class and then take a cab home if it was dark. And I always use Azu taxi. So Drake, I think it was Drake, just asked if we were positive that medical insurance is no longer required. And yes, at this moment in time.
Subject to change.
Yes.
Yeah, because they just made some sweeping changes in the last couple of months, and that was one of them among many. But yeah, if you watch the video interview we did with Maité, I guess she forgot to talk about it on film, but we're going to have her come back and do another FAQ video about that.
Spicy food is actually not that common here. Not like Mexico. We like to add a lot of spice to our cooking. You can get spicy Indian food, which we highly recommend.
Hola, Marcelo. We love having Ecuadorians watch our channel.
Hola.
It's awesome. And we love your country. It is beautiful.
It is.
País hermosa. El país hermoso. País hermoso. My only complaint is the laws and the L's.
Yes.
Gender to things that don't have gender.
So somebody said, has the pandemic impacted your jobs or income? I actually work more now because since my whole company is virtual, we have a lot more meetings, but that's about it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, the business is down for her company.
In Colorado, it's down. But
And YouTube is my full-time job now. I still have a part-time job managing my old web design clients that are all back in the United States, but this takes up way over 40 hours a week. And so I'm really busy.
Yeah, we've definitely picked up lately. It was painful during the quarantine when we were locked down because we didn't have a lot of things to talk about on camera and to share with you guys, but we persevered. And thanks for sticking with us.
The other Ecuador Hop is the other bus company besides Wanderbus, Ecuador Hop.
Yeah, and we've heard really good things
about both.
Yeah, and there's a couple other private bus companies out here that do tours. I wish I could remember that one. Is it Candace?
Yeah,
told
Candace.
us about that.
I don't remember the name of it right now, but it's on their website.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. It is. That was a really good one too. She loved it. They're very affordable way to get around and see the country.
Ecuadorian American living in Ibiza. Oh God, I really want to go to Ibiza. That's on my bucket list.
Very cool.
Ibiza looks so beautiful.
Oh, Juan Carlos said they followed us from our vegan channel.
Oh yeah. Oh, from 500 subs. Awesome. That's right. When we changed, we were at 500 subs when we changed over to our unconventional life.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not taking on any more web design clients. I actually haven't taken on a new client in over a year because I'm just too busy managing our websites, Patreon, and YouTube.
Oh, and April, thank you for joining us on Patreon. We appreciate it. I don't know if her name was on the list because she said she just joined.
Oh, maybe.
And there are emergency services here in the area, but it's basic emergency stuff. So the closest full service hospital is going to be in La Libertad, and that's about an hour away.
All right, next round of new patrons. Tina K, John Yandel, Kate Flynn, Tim Hawkins, Sandy, Blair and Kat, Ellen Zucker, Sean Ben Safe, I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. Wayne and Robert K. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Hola. Thank you so much.
Okay, what did I miss?
I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Lady Enigma.
I do. I like her name too. That's cool.
Oh, awesome, Derek. Looking forward to seeing the country for myself soon. Oh, that's awesome. It's such a beautiful country.
I'm sorry. John Grimes just said it's minus 35 in Alaska. Oh my gosh, that is brutal. I'm sorry.
I'm so thankful to not be cold anymore.
I know. I don't miss that. We were chilly in Cuenca, but we can't really complain when half of North America is in this massive deep freeze.
I don't understand that. Both born in Denver. No, Amelia is from the Chicagoland area, although
Yes.
she was born in
Des Plaines.
No, you weren't born.
No, I was born in Chapel Hill. I grew up in Des Plaines.
Yeah, she grew up in Des Plaines. I'm from Kansas. I grew up in a small farm town south of Kansas City called Gardner, if you know where that is.
I do. But I would have never known about it had it not been for JP.
Great place to be from.
That's how I feel about Des Plaines. I guess a lot of us feel that way about their hometowns, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I've seen this question come up a couple times. Is all of the coast foggy? No, we're in a really interesting microclimate here in our little stretch of coast from Ayampe to, what is it? To
Really like what, Ayangay or Mongrel Alto, Rio Chico?
Yeah.
It's about 20 miles of coast. We have a mountain range that's just on the other side of the highway that creates a microclimate here. So this is considered like a tropical jungle area. And on just to the north and south of us is what they call a dry tropical region. It's more like desert.
Mm-hmm.
And then Salinas and Manta are full on desert, but they're classified as desert.
It's so interesting as you drive up and down the coast and throughout the country. It's like all of a sudden you round a corner and it's completely different. Like when we drove to Manta and we drove through a teeny tiny little rainforest right in between a desert.
Two deserts, yeah. And it was for about, 5 minutes worth of the drive. You drive through a rainforest. The temperature dropped 10 degrees. It was really humid. And then you drive out of it and right back out into the desert. It's weird. This country is the weirdest thing when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's really
It's the same way on the drive to Machala. You drive through a real desert. I mean, it is like Iraq. It looks like just sand and rock, and that's it. And you go through a big tunnel and you come out the other side. It's like a jungle. It's so weird.
Yeah, and we have not been to Mindo yet. That has been on my list since we first got to Ecuador, and here we are, and we still haven't gone. Wah, wah.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Both of our shirts are local. Everybody says my Hawaiian shirts that I should dress more like a local. This is what the locals wear. This is made by a family that lives here by Montanita, and it's sold in Montanita. And the buttons are made out of tagua. That's the palm tree thing, seeds. They're like a ivory, only they come from a plant. It's a seed.
Really cool. They use it to make the buttons and jewelry and I don't know, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yes, these are both local.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's interesting because if you see people walking around here, people wear jeans. I don't know. I mean, passed out from the heat, but they wear a lot of cargo shorts and t-shirts. But it's really casual here. It's a beach community. So you see a lot of surfer wear, a lot of swimwear.
Yeah. A lot of cargo shorts and t-shirts, a lot of soccer jerseys.
Yes.
Which football. I wear those too. Pretty much everything I wear now is Ecuadorian. Soccer jerseys, t-shirts, and this stuff. These are what Ecuadorians wear when they dress up. Okay. At least in the coastal region, not in Cuenca.
Yeah,
in Cuenca, they wear big old coats.
Yes.
Winter coats. Have you been to Odawa Market? No, we have not been to Cotacachi or Odawa. We have only been in Quito for one day, and that was 2 years before we started our YouTube channel. So we definitely want to go back there.
Yes. I know we have a whole list.
Yeah. And we also want to visit all of the towns up the coast.
Right.
So that's our goal is to basically hit all of these towns and have a video.
Right. So starting from Puerto Cayo, San Lorenzo, and then Manta, and then there's some other ones up north like Bahia de something or other.
And we still want to go to Vallenita.
Oh yes, we haven't been there yet. Well, we've driven through, but
we haven't filmed.
We haven't shown it to you all.
COVID is not good here. We did a COVID update in the beginning of the live stream, but it's not good.
Yeah, cases unfortunately are on the rise. And no, I have not been surfing. After I fell and hurt my knee, and it took a few months to recover, and I just haven't gotten back in there. I guess I'm just a wuss now.
Yeah. We are an hour from a real hospital. We do have clinics here, and we have a clinic in Alone, a small one, and there's a bigger one in Mongrel Alto, which is about 10 minutes south of here. But yeah, the closest real hospital is in La Libertad, an hour south.
Yep.
You can get all the U.S., well, you can get direct TV here with U.S. programming, and you can also we stream everything.
Yeah, and we heard from a couple people that they're able to stream their Amazon Prime programming now too. So when we moved in Cuenca, it didn't work, but I guess that's changed. We haven't tried it. I don't have Prime anymore since we don't shop on Amazon anymore since we live here. And allegedly Amazon delivers here, but it can take a long time to get your package.
Yeah, they do not deliver mail. There is no mail. Well, there used to be a mail system called Correo del Ecuador, but that has pretty much been disbanded. They are not taking new packages, and they've been trying to sell it to private buyers for the last year, and nobody's taking them up on it. There is a service called Servientrega, which it's like a courier service, which will deliver to your house, but there's no door-to-door delivery. We talked about that in next week's video.
Yes, we did. And somebody asked about bugs. We've had more mosquitoes lately because we did get some rain, but honestly, the bugs are not as bad as I thought they would be living here. But however, those stupid no-see-ums or sand fleas, those things are just awful. Yeah,
our very first FAQ on our new Live Abroad Now channel is all about bugs. And I wrote a detailed blog post for that over on liveabroadnow.com with pictures of all the bugs that we've seen. So, and more details about that we didn't talk about in that video. So
yeah, and the no-see-ums, as long as you put some bug repellent on, they don't get you.
So FAQ number 1 on Live Abroad Now is all about bugs.
How exciting is that?
So what's the value of dual citizenship if I would still be earning an income and paying taxes in the USA? The main benefit is that there are a lot of countries you can go to without a visa with the Ecuadorian citizenship. That's the main difference. And you still only have to pay, as far as I understand, you only have to pay income tax on income earned inside Ecuador. So if all of your income comes from the US, you could be a citizen here and not pay income tax on that. As far as I know, we're not tax professionals.
Yeah, we
check with
wrong.
A tax professional before making decisions on that. But the main benefit is just to have, because a lot of places you can't travel to right now as an American because of COVID, but we can travel there as Ecuadorians. If we were citizens, we're not yet. Thanks again, Kit.
Yep, and thanks, Derek. I like the little umbrella emoji.
I like that too.
That's awesome.
Yep. Thanks, Rag Jam Rock, for the congratulations.
Yep, I like the palm tree. Are the sand fleas at all the beaches? That is a really good question. I didn't notice any in Playas or Manta. Did you?
We didn't get any bites in Playas. And we only walked on the beach a couple days in Playas. We don't get them all the time here.
No, it's really at in the morning, or it's just like mosquito time. So early in the morning and at dusk when they seem to be biting.
We just put the bug repellent on our ankles and lower legs, and that's enough. They don't bite us if we put it there.
Yeah, and Alan said the grasshoppers in Quevedo. Is that in the Amazon? I'm guessing it is. There are some that are like this big here.
Yeah, we saw a grasshopper the other day. It was like that big.
Yeah. There's some bugs flying around that are really loud, and you look at them, and like I said, they're this big. Those were not the grasshoppers. I don't know what they are, but I just stay clear.
Yeah. And then that one video, we've got that tarantula hawk.
Oh, yeah, that thing is crazy.
That was the biggest wasp I've ever seen in my life, and I heard it coming, and I thought it was like a hummingbird, and it was a wasp.
No, thank you.
Somebody asked how we pay our bills if there's no mail. It's everything's electronic, or you walk up here and you pay your utilities at little convenience shops that you can pay your utilities, like electric, phone, water, and you just hand them your bill, and then they punch it into their system. You pay them plus 25 cents for the commission. Yep.
You can do that at Western Union too.
Yeah.
And the grocery store, Tia, you can pay some of your stuff at Tia.
A lot of stuff you can pay online now, though. Especially since the pandemic started.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits from that, is that they've actually improved some of the online services here, which were lacking before.
Yeah.
And Boink 800 said, Ecuadorians are super nice and super friendly, and you are so right. They are. We love the people.
Yeah, they're so welcoming. Ecuador is very expat friendly.
They are. And yes, we did, Scott, we did do a video on
immigrant friendly. Immigrant friendly.
Yes,
We get a lot of
expat-
people saying, why do you use expats instead of immigrants? We're both. We're expats from the United States. We're immigrants in Ecuador.
Mhm.
However, if you're in the United States where 90% of our audience lives and you do a search for Ecuador immigrants, you're going to find a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with our channel. So we would like to be found when people search for what we do. So that's the main reason we use expats. We have no problem calling ourselves immigrants in Ecuador.
Definitely not.
Oh, thanks, Donnie Moore. Hola, amigos. Thanks for everything
Hola.
you do. Big fans from Virginia here. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Donnie.
I love all the emojis.
We're in Virginia. I lived in Vienna, Virginia for 2 years and worked in the toilet bowl building, if you know where that is.
The toilet bowl
The
building?
toilet bowl building. Anybody from Vienna or Tyson's Corner will know what I mean. Every morning I walked in through the lid of a toilet bowl.
Wow. That's a weird visual, JP.
Yep. And at night I walked out.
Okay. Kirk wants to know how important is it to know Spanish for expats in Ecuador? Well, you can certainly get by without it. And a lot of people come here with a real basic understanding of Spanish, but it really enhances your whole experience to learn the language because it makes it much easier to fit in with the locals and to, meet other Ecuadorians. So I would highly recommend learning Spanish.
Yeah, at a minimum, we recommend taxi, restaurant, and mercado Spanish.
Yes.
So learn what the foods are called at the mercado and how to order stuff because most of the restaurants, unless they're gringo oriented, do not speak Spanish. And the taxi drivers anywhere outside Cuenca do not speak English.
Yeah. I don't think we've had an English speaking taxi driver here.
No, it just helps to be able to speak a little bit at least. We know people who've lived here, 9 years, 10 years, barely speak.
Some people don't. You can certainly find communities around the country that are much more focused on English speaking, if that's your thing. So, Drea wants to know how accessible are beauty products, makeup, etc. Well, in this area, there's a little bit of stuff. It's not a big variety. You really need to go to like Cuenca or Guayaquil. There's a Mac store in Guayaquil. There's some really good beauty supply stores. Collage
your
is
favorite store.
Yes. Yeah, really good skincare there. And in Cuenca, I went to Anoa, which is all organic skincare. So it's definitely around. And Collage you can order online and they will deliver it to you. So you can get what you need.
Yeah.
No Sephora, nothing like that. But there's their own version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find most of that stuff here.
Yes. Dog friendly. Ecuador is very dog friendly. Friend Pamela Peters, their question is how dog friendly is Ecuador as far as traveling, hotels, and restaurants? We see dogs I don't know about every hotel, but there were dogs in Oro Verde when we stayed there, and that's a high-end hotel. And we see dogs in restaurants all the time. And we saw that in Cuenca too. So that's really common.
A lot of restaurants have dog bowls for water out in front so your dog can get a drink. Somebody asked again about parasites, and we haven't had one. I had something a year ago from a raw salad that I ate. It lasted a couple days. The dogs got amoebas that we had to treat with medication. Both of them had it.
Yeah. That
was 2 years ago in Cuenca. But we know people who get stuff once in a while. Usually you just get a medication and it's gone.
Yeah. We just try to, wash our food thoroughly before we cook it. And
before this goes away, Deborah Villano, hello, enjoy your videos. Thank you, Deborah. And Vicky Armstrong, thank you.
Thank you both so much.
Oh, do we have another round? I think I have one more round of new patrons. One more round. This is the last one. Leslie D. McCann, Lesser 44. That's I like the handle. Ginger, Ron Bose, Rox Broughton. I don't know why I do this.
JP.
Why do I do this to myself?
Broughton.
Roy Martin, Rory. Oh, like on Doctor Who. Rory. Lloyd. Oh, I'm not even going to try your last name, Lloyd.
Kaipanen?
Barb, George Navarro, and Anita.
Hola, everyone. Hola, todos.
Thank you, guys. And I think we may have one new one who signed up. Oh, we have several. Oh, no.
That's okay. We'll get you.
Okay, we got Carol Palomino, April Brandhorst, And Trevor McGuire signed up while we were on here. So
thank you guys so much. We truly appreciate everyone's support. We are very grateful.
Yeah, thanks to our patrons. We actually were able to, I did videos instead of websites. So,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically our patrons fund our channel. So
Yes,
we're really
thank you.
thankful for you guys.
All right,
another question.
Questions.
Skype, how do you call the US? Skype, Google phone number, Magic Jack. We use, most of the time, we use our either Skype, Zoom, or our Verizon. We still have Verizon wireless Wi-Fi calling that we use most of the time.
Yeah, it works really well. But some people here use Magic Jack too. We have one which we've never used. I don't even know if we still have it.
We have it.
Yeah.
It's in there in our bag of unused electronics.
Ugh. We have a whole bag of that stuff that we just need to donate.
Yeah.
If it hasn't been opened in a year, I think it needs to go.
Yeah, how's the situation with crime? We're going to do an updated crime video with all of the stats from 2020. The government has a pretty decent website where you can search all the stats, but we've been told that things are underreported or just not recorded. A lot of times the police, when you say, I got robbed, they laugh at you and say, why were you there in the first place? So...
Yeah, we've heard of a couple local robberies. So here's something interesting that was going on around town for like 2 weeks. There was this bicycle caper where bicycles were being stolen, and then they would just like turn up a few days or a week later. And we're pretty sure, based on the information we heard from our neighbors, is that it was some drunk guy that was just thought he could just take a bike when he felt like he needed a ride, and
he borrowed it and just dumped it when he was done.
And so somebody finally caught him, and so everything's back to normal because people don't lock up their bikes here.
Yeah, that is something else as well here that's a bit different. There is vigilante justice.
Yes.
So some guy a guy on drugs, it looked like he was on drugs, broke into a couple houses and stole a bunch of electronics and stuff, and they caught him, and the whole 15, 20 people from the community basically flogged him in the street and made him return everything to the owners. Like, they drug him around and made him return stuff to the owners and basically beat him with a bamboo in the street.
Yeah, and it was like public shaming.
It was very effective public shaming.
Yes.
Oh, Henry Cardenas, I just saw your thing. Salute us from an Ecuadorian American. How long to properly plan an Equa retirement? I'm 10 years out.
Hola, Henry.
Hola, Henry. I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, it can take 6 months to get the visa, but if you're Ecuadorian, if you still have your Ecuadorian citizenship, then you're golden.
Yeah.
Just come home.
Well, I think it depends on how much, if you it took us a year because we sold our house, we sold all of our belongings, we downsized a lot, we had to sell my car. We were ready soon in less time than a year, but we gave ourselves a good year. And our visas took longer because during the middle of our visa process, they changed the laws. But so, yeah, you definitely want to give yourself a good 6 months for that. All right.
Somebody got another person that followed us since Vegans Abroad.
Oh my gosh.
Still use some of your recipes. Awesome. Love to hear that. We use them too.
Yes, we do. It's funny when I see those old videos because my hair looks so dramatically different.
Yeah.
I like it a lot better now.
It's so hard to believe how far we've come since
I know it. Like you said, JP, it's nice to have that video diary, but sometimes I'm like, oh no.
I know some of
those old videos.
Some of those old videos. Some people say they really like the home movie format from our original videos. I don't know that that's a compliment.
Well, we are who we are. What can we say?
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. KU is beating Texas Tech. Woo!
So Derek said Google Voice is pretty much free for those who want to keep their number. You just pay a transfer fee. Oh. We haven't tried that. So what is that other one that people use? Google Fi or something like that? The FI? Google Fi?
Like Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. But apparently you have to activate that in the U.S.
Yeah, you have to activate it before you leave the U.S. So a lot of people try to sign up for it here and they can't get it to work.
But Skype, we have a Skype calling plan. It's $2.99 a month, and it's unlimited calls to the U.S. and Canada. Works great. Oh, I hear Leisha's up.
Juan Carlos, you can quit posting that. We don't eat fish. I've seen that. I've seen you comment about 5 times on encebollado. If they did it with just the onion soup, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But they put a fish sauce in it, which we don't eat.
Yes, but I know it's really popular. I'm sure if you're a fish eater, it's awesome.
Yeah. It is a traditional meal here. It's served everywhere.
It is. Yeah. Oh my gosh, everywhere.
Mhm.
But we're lucky. We have a fellow vegan just down the street, and she makes caldo de bola, but she makes a vegan version. That's also another traditional Ecuadorian dish, but her vegan version is amazing.
Yep. Daisy, you're up.
Well, Daisy looks really sleepy.
Yeah, Daisy's really sleepy.
Daisy's had a rough day of napping.
Do you ever feel unsafe in Ecuador? I have to say, no, I've never felt unsafe.
Nope.
I felt unsafe in Denver.
Yeah, well, I always come back to that time. JP and I were walking to the grocery store on a Sunday morning. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and there were a couple guys having a fight, like a rock throwing fight at each other. Yeah. It was kind of scary.
It was. We were walking to the grocery store at 8:30 or 9 on Sunday morning, and I think they were two homeless people, and they were arguing over whose street corner that belonged to, and they weren't throwing gravel, they were throwing river rocks, like full hand-sized rocks at each other, and we had to go a different route because they were it was scary.
That was scary. I can't think of
and coming home, I mean, it was so bad when we left Denver that there were veterans sleeping in the park across the street from us. I mean, it was basically like a veteran park for sleeping, and it was horrible. I mean, it's really horrible just to see.
I know. So Leslie asked about golf courses. So we know I think there's 3 or 4 golf courses in the country. There's one in Cuenca. Somebody told us I think there's 2 in Guayaquil. There's one in Manta. Actually, it's in Monte Cristi, but we haven't actually seen them for ourselves.
Yeah, we're going to go film the one in Monte Cristi soon.
Yes. Before we left the U.S., I had aspired to actually learn how to play golf, and then we moved here.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
Our friends are a mix of expats and Ecuadorians.
Yes.
Although unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time for our friends. We work all the time. And when we have a little bit of free time, we really just we're kind of homebodies, and we just like to be with each other.
I know, but the way you said it made it sound kind of
what?
Like we just don't have any friends.
No, I said we don't have time for friends. Yeah, we don't have any friends. No one likes us. No, I wish we had more time, because we say this all the time, that we just don't have a lot of free time.
We haven't lately. Things have definitely been busier lately, but hopefully they'll kind of calm down. Getting the new channel launched took a lot of our time, and we're working on another project right now, as a matter of fact. Not right this moment.
Muchas gracias, Joel Villasis. Why do I try to pronounce names?
How about if you just say Jovi? Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Bonnie and Gary. Hola, guys.
Oh, hey, how are you?
We saw that you moved back to the U.S.
Yeah. Well, we were messaging. You probably don't remember.
I don't remember.
We've been talking a lot. Sorry. Well, hopefully they'll be back to visit.
How long does it take to tell you if the elevation of Cuenca? You need to give it a few days, probably a week, and it takes people a time to adjust to that elevation. It's 8,400 feet. If you've never spent much time at that elevation, it takes a little bit of time to adjust. Usually within 2 to 3 days, most people are fine. There's a few people like me and my mother are not. We just never adjust to it. Somebody
asked in the very beginning about migraines and the altitude. So a lot of people drink that maté de coca tea.
Maté de coca.
And that helps a lot.
However, if you are just visiting and you have random drug testing back at home, it's made out of the cocaine leaf. So it's possible that you could test positive for drugs. So be careful if you get tested for your job.
I know they have migraine medication here because Maité told us that she has migraines and she takes medication. So there you go. And somebody else asked about the internet, and we have really good internet service here. Mm-hmm. That is the one thing I always get a little nervous about, but we have high-speed internet here on the coast. Our internet was great in Cuenca too. We've had a couple times where it hasn't worked well in the hotels, but I think that's just because they don't have they just aren't paying for the high the higher speed service.
Yeah, the Airbnb we stayed at in Playas, we just used our 4G hotspot.
Yeah.
4G is incredibly fast here. So we do Zoom calls and everything over the 4G mobile hotspot. And the internet in Playas was so bad, it just bounced constantly. And when it was working, it was so slow, it was unusable. So.
But that doesn't mean it's bad throughout the whole area. It was just in that one place.
They have a really bad plan.
Right.
Because NetLife, what we have here, I mean, and keep in mind, we are YouTubers, and right now we are live streaming over the internet.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, is there internet? They message us on the internet and ask us if there's internet in Ecuador. Yes, that's how we're responding to you and posting our videos. So yeah, internet's great here. We have 75 meg up and down for 45, give or take, a month here.
Yeah.
And they have, we can get a gigabyte here for $250 a month. So if we want a gig up and down, you can get super fast internet here.
Yeah, and it's reliable.
Yeah, the electricity bounces once in a while, and it's usually down for maintenance for a couple hours a month, usually in the morning sometime.
Yep, we had that yesterday. It was down from 5 to 9 in the morning.
It was a planned outage for maintenance, and that happens every once in a while, not a lot. But the internet, we don't have problems with.
Somebody asked, I've seen a couple car-related questions. So somebody asked if you can get a little sports car convertible. We've seen minis, but I've never seen a convertible here. Have you?
I have not seen a convertible.
No.
I may have seen one in Cuenca. I think we saw a convertible Ferrari once. Wasn't that in Cuenca that we saw that red Ferrari? Wasn't it a convertible?
I don't remember.
So if you want a Ferrari, there you go.
I don't think the convertibles are as popular here, or as common, I should say, but I don't know. And then somebody else asked about RVs, and I have not seen an RV van. There's a lot of van lifer people that come through here, but
Lloyd said you said his name perfectly. Look at that.
Thank you. Wow, I'm shocked. Maybe he's just being nice, but I'll take it.
Yeah. They do not have 5G yet. I don't know if they have plans. We're not in the loop on that.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about that. But there are areas to camp here, so you definitely can come camping. We see people that
there's not RV parks though.
No,
that's not really a thing. But there's parking lots where RVs go park. There was one in Montanita where all the van lifers lived pretty much all the time. Motorcycles are very common and very available here, and lots of different styles as well. There's even a Harley dealership we just found out in Quito. But the problem with that is if you would need to get it serviced, you'd have to take it to Quito. So I don't know that you'd want to do that. There's a bike brand called Royal Enfield that I want. I want one with the sidecar.
They look really cool. We saw somebody driving one alone here a couple weeks ago, remember?
Yep. Remind me of Snoopy. Get our goggles.
Yep.
JJ Ortiz
Aguilu.
Ortiz Aguilo. Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Hopefully we said your name correctly.
Man, I'm so bad with names.
And back to the scooter moped thing. Some of them are loud, but we've been seeing a whole bunch of electric scooters lately.
Yeah.
A ton.
There's a Chinese electric scooter from China that they've imported in mass, and we saw them for sale when we were in Guayaquil, but now we're seeing them all over the place, and you can't hear them. I mean, they are silent. Yeah, and e-bikes are they've come down in price. They're importing them like crazy. We're seeing e-bikes all over the place.
Yeah, and Charles asked if that's a good, safe way to travel between cities. Biking is extremely popular in Ecuador. So cycling, yes. So as long as you're comfortable,
or road biking or whatever you call that,
then I would say yes. And in some areas, they're really making much more bicycle friendly, like Cuenca and Manta.
Thanks, JJ. That's cool. You're an archaeologist. That's awesome.
Oh, that is cool. Driving a motorcycle, be careful with your back. I don't know if JP will actually drive a motorcycle.
Well, the only way I would do it is if we had a sidecar that would keep it upright. I'm probably not going to drive one without that.
We've seen some people driving those 3-wheelers, so they have those here too.
Yep.
I guess you could ride in the sidecar.
There is no way.
I knew that I was going to get
No
that.
way. The cow is more likely to jump over the moon. guys,
We have not
we
seen any
consider
Teslas.
Osmo Pocket or GoPro for vlogging. We have a GoPro. We just bought pretty recently.
We use it once in a while.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Amelia's, but she usually just doesn't take it out.
I'm not the best with that.
You're getting a lot better. You've really improved on your videography.
Thank you. It's easier with the phone for sure. But actually the GoPro, it's hard because it's like teeny tiny, like this big.
Yeah. So as far as the U.S. Embassy assisting with COVID vaccines, so a friend of ours, Jimmy, he was in the first 50 subscribers on our channel. Jimmy, if you're watching, hola.
Hola, Jimmy.
And Sherry. And then, so he emailed his congressperson back in the U.S. and they said the U.S. has no plans for vaccinating expats. So there are currently no plans for expat vaccines. So if we get them, we're going to have to get them from Ecuador.
Yeah, and they're behind schedule from what we understand.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be getting some more in, and we're just kind of waiting. So the plan is that they're going to vaccinate the healthcare workers and then the elderly first. So we are going to definitely be later on in the year as far as eligibility.
So the only way to bring your dog here now really is if not in cargo is if they're small enough to fit under the seat in front of you, because most airlines are not flying pets right now due to the quarantine. They laid off the pet handlers at the airports to save money. So most airlines are not flying large dogs. And now most airlines are not allowing the emotional support animals in cabin.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about the Canadian Airlines. Somebody said, this was several months ago, that there was a airline from Canada that was flying pets in cargo, although it's way too cold now anyway. Mm-hmm. But maybe over the summer you can do that. Yeah,
we don't know much about it. You just have to check with the airline.
Yeah.
But if they're too big to fit under the seat, then the only way to get them here is with cargo. There is no quarantine though. No quarantine for pets.
Yeah, they just have to have their own doggy passports or kitty passports. And Priscilla from Guayaquil, hola. We love Guayaquil. We enjoy going there.
Awesome. Prosperando. Thank you. Glad that you are enjoying our videos and finding them helpful.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's not go down the vaccine rabbit hole. We don't want to talk about that.
Yep.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but you don't have to share them all the time.
Yep.
Thanks, April. Appreciate it. Litter problem. Actually, the litter, some areas it's bad, some it's not bad. Here in Alone, it's not bad. They have people clean up the streets. Cuenca has the blue crew. We've seen the green crew in Playas. There are people dressed in green uniforms sweeping up the street.
Yeah, Playas is really clean.
Yeah.
Salinas is clean.
Yeah. There's some of the small towns we drive through are really not clean. A lot of litter. But to be honest, it's nothing like India. When we were in southern India, the litter, we just were shocked. There was just trash everywhere. We were really disappointed in that, but it's not nearly that bad here. They have trash service here. 3 days a week, they come and pick up our trash. So that's nice. There's no trash service where we were in India.
Yeah. And somebody asked about prices of e-bikes, and just things are more expensive in general here that are imported, but the price on those have come down. But sure, you can certainly bring in your own e-bike if you would like to. And somebody else had how easy is it to get some vegan things like tofu? We can find tofu in Super Maxi. So in the major grocery stores, you'll find it. In this area, there's a lot of vegan options, but nutritional yeast is not easy to come by, and it is pretty expensive. So that might be something you would want to bring with you.
Gracias, Sandra.
Gracias.
There's a lot of poverty in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, there was a growing middle class, and there are fewer people in poverty now than there were 10 years ago. A lot less, actually, but there's still a lot of poverty.
Yeah, and it's tough because like this whole part of the coast, they rely on tourism, and it's been very little tourism in the last year. Yeah, it's been rough, obviously, with all the COVID restrictions. Although the holidays, they just we had full tourism along during Carnival. I can't speak now. There are a lot of tourists here.
Are you running out of mouth words?
I guess I am.
Amelia forgets her mouth words sometimes.
Maybe I just need more water.
That always helps. Somebody asked about bugs again. Go check out Live Abroad Now. We have new FAQs, frequently asked questions, and FAQ number 1 is all about bugs.
Yes. So the common thing we hear is that the bugs in the Amazon are really, really big. So I don't know. I want to go to the Amazon, but I'm not really excited to see giant bugs like the size of like my arm or the size of a small dog. No, thank you.
Yeah. Somebody asked about racism. We haven't witnessed any racism. We've been told that there is some against the. There is some. I mean, the humans are where there's humans. There's going to be some racism somewhere. Yeah. We haven't experienced it, but we can't really speak. We're white people, so we don't have a real frame of reference on that.
Yeah, we would maybe need somebody else
to answer that
one.
I know it's anyway. Do you have to pay income tax? No, we don't. Only on income that you earn inside Ecuador.
Correct.
Trip to Galapagos depends on if you're a resident and what kind of trip you want. And if you want to do a cruise or stay in a nice place or a lower end place, it varies.
Yeah, you can definitely do Galapagos on the cheap if you don't do the yacht tours.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that from the low end, you're looking at probably $600-700 minimum with airfare, probably $1,000 minimum. And then you can go all the way up to several $1,000s. Yeah,
if you're a resident, you get discounts, which is nice.
The roads and highways are actually really good. We were told that the last president had them all fixed up. Before that, most of the interprovincial highways were dirt roads. But now they're all really nice highways, and it's pretty easy to get around.
It is.
Okay, so election. We never talked about the election.
Oh, yeah.
They did today call Lasso as the second place winner, but there is one more course of action that Perez can take to challenge that. Whether he does or whether he's successful, we don't know. As of right now, it looks like it's going to be between Arauz and Lasso for the runoff election on April 11th. And as far as what that means for expats, we have no idea. We don't have enough frame of reference or history behind it. And also, these politicians are the same everywhere. They get elected and then they completely do the exact opposite of all of their promises. So we just don't even know what to expect. We are crossing our fingers and hoping for the best because we love Ecuador and we certainly do not want to leave, but we plan on staying here. We want to become citizens and we want to be our home base for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, we love it here.
We love Ecuador. We love the people. The country is beautiful. I mean, we don't want to leave. So we really hope that these elections work out for the best and that whoever does get elected thinks about the Ecuadorian people and also the business. And you got to have both. You have to have an economy and you also have to take care of people. And it seems like we either go to one extreme or the other everywhere in the world right now. And it's frustrating. So we're just hoping for the best.
Yep, exactly.
Do you need an Ecuadorian ID to open a bank account? Does the interest need to be reported in the U.S.? Okay, so you need an Ecuadorian, you need the cedula to open a bank account, but you can open an account at a co-op if you're applying for your visa.
Right.
But in order to open just a regular account, you do need your cedula, and you are technically supposed to report any interest income on your U.S. taxes. The United States is one of only 2 countries in the world that taxes based on citizenship instead of residency. So it doesn't matter where you go on planet Earth, you got to pay your U.S. taxes unless you want to renounce your citizenship. But we're not doing that. We don't plan on doing that.
No. So, but even if you renounce your citizenship, don't you get like a big old exit tax?
Yeah, you have to pay an exit tax on your net worth. So that, if you own property or whatever, if you have a major investments, retirement, they charge you a percentage of all of that. So even if you don't have access to the money, you still have to pay the amount.
Yeah. And Nori, I love all your emojis.
Ecuador is not currently cryptocurrency friendly, but one or more of the incoming presidents has said that they want to move more toward crypto.
Yes.
But right now it's in the Constitution that crypto is illegal. So it's not allowed based on the Constitution.
And a cedula is like a government ID.
Yeah.
It looks just like your driver's license card. Yeah. And then somebody asked where we're at in the citizen process. So you have to live here for 5 years before you can take the test. So we have a ways to go.
No one is using crypto to buy and sell anything here in terms of like stores.
No.
Now you can, if you want to do personal, like buy stuff off of OLX.com, that's like the Ecuadorian Craigslist or the Latin American Craigslist, then you can use crypto on some people will take it. Maj Tom, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And MC asked if I color my hair. No, this is all natural, and I don't even think it looks that great today, but you can see there's definitely some gray in there.
2 years ago, we have this on video. I convinced Amelia to stop coloring her hair, and it took 1.5 years for her to actually get the process completed.
Yeah, it was quite the process, but totally worth it because my hair is so much healthier now. Well, Leisha's confused. Our little dog, Leisha, she's so old and
yeah, Leisha is about 20 years old now, and she can't see and she can't hear.
Yeah, she's kind of wandering around right now. She'll be all right.
Oh, thanks, John. Appreciate it. I think we got your email. We get hundreds of messages a day.
Yes.
It's really hard for us to keep up with all of them and actually get videos and blogs written and videos published.
But we appreciate your offer for help. So
yes.
Thank you so much.
Scout said your hair is gorgeous. See, it is. It's so gorgeous. I love it now.
Yep.
Although she hasn't had a cut. Actually, you know who cuts her hair now? Me. I told her I can't believe she allows me to cut her hair.
I haven't had anybody cut it in a year, and it doesn't really grow long. It like grows out. It's very strange. I
know. She goes and she pulls it out. She's like, okay, cut that. I'm like, are you sure you really want me cutting your hair?
It's curly. You can't really tell that much. I mean, I see there's a couple weird things going on, but whatever. It's just hair. Who knew JP would be my hairstylist?
Yeah. So a friend of ours here has a really thick, he's actually Indian, and he has this really thick wavy hair that when we told him he looked like a Bollywood star, he got it all chopped off. And Amelia's like, I don't know what he's thinking. Don't you know you have to have hair to get a girl? And I'm like, who are you married to? She's like, you got to have hair to get a girl. Geez, what am I, chopped liver? I don't think
I was just teasing him.
I don't think she thought that through.
His hair was way prettier than mine. I was really upset.
Yeah, I was upset too. It's so unfair. He had so much hair and I have so little, and he just cuts it all off.
Yeah, and it'll probably be all back next week, you know.
Yeah, it grows really fast. When we met him, when he came here the first time, he buzz cut it like mine. It was as short as mine.
I guess maybe it's too hot for him.
Yeah. So who cuts his hair? There's several barbershops in Olón.
There's a lot of barbershops here because Ecuadorians have a lot of hair.
Ecuadorians grow hair by the foot. So it's pretty much, there's a barbershop on almost every corner.
Yes, as we've mentioned before, we have hair envy.
Brew pubs are very popular in Ecuador. We have several here in Olón. There's a bunch in Cuenca. Mm-hmm. There's even some that are like expat hangouts.
Yep. Beer is popular here.
Somebody said I have hair around my mouth and you don't.
And let's keep it that way.
Except for your one billy goat hair.
Hey. At least it's white now, so when it comes in, you can't see it.
Yeah.
All right, that was some serious TMI. Sorry, you guys. Aging.
She won't let me pluck that one, though. She's like, get your hands off of that.
No, I can do that myself. Thank you. So, all right. Pat asked, have you ordered online for delivery into Ecuador? So I said recently to our patrons that I would test this out because we get this question a lot. And the answer is no, we have not ordered anything, but DHL and Latam has some sort of service now where you could order through a bunch of different retailers in the US, online retailers, including like Amazon and Apple, I think, and Sephora and some of those places. And they say they will deliver it. I don't know how much it is for shipping. I'm sure it is not cheap, but I am going to test it with something that I'm not emotionally attached to.
Yeah, we don't care about losing.
Yes. I'm sure it'll get here, but then we've heard that sometimes people's stuff still gets caught up in customs. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, we had a friend, Monica, if you're watching, hola, Monica.
Hola.
She had some stuff sent to her from her mother in Poland, and the DHL is going to charge them charged her $100 to get the package after her mother had already paid all the shipping. And they said you can either pay the $100 to get it, or you have to pay a $200 decline fee. So either way, she had to pay money to get the package out of DHL. So
it'll be an interesting experience, and of course, we will share it with all of you.
Amelia does have I guess, is that called a paja toquilla? That's a straw hat.
Yeah.
So yeah, we both have paja toquillas.
We do. We love them.
Yeah, we do. All right, what else do we have? We have more.
Somebody said DHL is very expensive.
Yeah.
It is. It is pricey. Even just having documents shipped here can be like $50 or $60, I think.
Yeah, we have people bring us stuff. I mean, we're in a unique situation in that we have several hundred patrons who are always coming here, and they all a lot of times will offer to bring us stuff. So people bring us stuff, but most people have friends or family bring stuff when they visit, or they just get it when they go back. A lot of people go back every year or every few months.
Yeah, we've heard some people have had really good success with those mule services, though, so that's definitely a way to go. But to be honest with you, there isn't a whole lot of stuff that we actually need. Yeah. You know, we've been able to find everything that we need here. So that's why I haven't worried about ordering anything online.
Arkin asked if there's any Polish people there besides Monica. There's a lot of European expats here.
Yes.
A lot. And most of them are younger, whereas the American and Canadian expats are mostly older, which we find interesting. The Europeans, they come here to surf and never leave, I think, is what happens. So we have friends from Romania, Macedonia, Germany. Where else?
Poland.
Trying to think.
There's a lot of Canadians
Ukraine.
Here too.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a melting pot.
And then
really.
Lots of people from other countries in South America. So a lot of people from Chile, Argentina, Venezuela.
Yep.
We haven't met as many people from Colombia.
No.
Somebody asked us if just now if we'd visited Colombia. We have not been there yet, and we really want to visit more of Ecuador before we go to some other countries.
Yeah,
but we'll get there.
Meldona, we just published an interview with a visa agent over on our new channel, Live Abroad Now. So you can check out our website, liveabroadnow.com, for that as well. She went into all kinds of detail about the visas. It's way too much to talk about. Oh my gosh. She talked for 15 minutes. It was 15 minutes of edited content. It took about an hour to do the interview.
Daisy, people keep asking about you. She is actually right next to me, but she's not coming close enough to get on camera.
Here, we can angle the camera down.
There she is.
Say hola, Daisy. She looks really tired.
I know.
Not sure why she's so tired.
It's siesta time, that's why.
Yes, you are able to buy and own property here, and a lot of people use that to get their investor visa.
Yes, it's a very common and popular option.
Yep.
The interesting thing that Maité said about buying property is that it's based on the amount your property is assessed for, not the purchase price. So something to keep in mind when you're considering property. Yeah,
and the assessment value is determined by the government, and you can't request a review if it comes in the assessment value is too low. There is no curfew right now. The curfew has been over since August 15th, when the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional.
Yes, so Manta has they put more restrictions in place in that area, but
they have a beach curfew, but not a city curfew.
Right.
So they closed the beach in Manta at 7, right?
I'm not
sure.
3 or
5.
It was at 3 o'clock for a while, but
I think
that
it
was
might be
months
5
ago.
now. If anybody's in Manta, let us know what the curfew is, when the beach closes.
So the investment visa is $40,000, correct?
Yeah, it's $40,000 for the investor visa. That can either be in a CD at a bank or in the assessment value of a property.
So somebody asked, is the local wildlife dangerous to pet cats? So very interesting observation that we've had here in Olón is that there are dogs, cats, and chickens that all hang out together. Mm-hmm. And they all just get along.
Yeah, it's so tranquilo. Yeah. Even the dogs, cats, and chickens are tranquilo here.
And we've had somebody asked us about iguanas, if they attack pets, and I've never heard of that happening. There isn't a lot of big wildlife. There's cows and horses, but they're not really wildlife. But we do see them wandering around the neighborhood. They're pretty tranquilo too.
Yep. Somebody says that Ecuador, foreign nationals residents in Ecuador are subject to tax on their worldwide income. I would welcome a source for that. Please share a source, because that is not what we have been told by multiple people. And I know for a fact that United States and a little island nation off the coast of Ethiopia are the only two that base tax based on, although we are residents here.
Yes, we are residents.
But none of our income originates in Ecuador. So if we actually make money in Ecuador, then we would have to pay income tax on that. But we haven't made a single penny from within Ecuador.
Right, right. Yeah. And of course, if we have to pay taxes, we'll pay our taxes.
Yep. We pay a lot of sales tax.
We do. Somebody asked about veterinary care. We have a vet here in Olón, and you guys, they are slammed. They have already grown out their little space. They really need like quadruple the space, and they need another vet. So there's a massive demand here because they're the only vet here servicing this entire area. And like JP said, it's like a 20-mile stretch. There's a whole bunch of communities that they service. So we could really use another vet.
Yeah, we know a lot of retired military who live here. As far as I know, there's no medical services for them here. Somebody posted there's no VA clinics outside the U.S. I don't know if that's true or not, but as far as we know, there are no medical services for veterans here. But we do know a lot of veterans.
Yes, and I saw that somebody yesterday posted that there is a Ecuador, like a Veterans in Ecuador Facebook page or something like that. So you could check there and find out what else is available and get more information.
Yep. Somebody where I just saw one, sales tax rate in Ecuador is 12%.
I think it's 12 or 12.5%.
Something, yeah, roughly 12%. They call it IVA.
Yes.
It's a value added tax on things. And it's, as far as I understand, it's not on unprocessed food like at grocery stores. There is a tax on processed items and specialty items.
So like if it's bagged or packaged, that gets taxed,
I'm
right?
not sure about that. I think it's like if you buy like a rotisserie chicken, anything that's prepared or cooked. But if you buy, it's just, I don't know the full rule about that, but we don't pay a lot of tax on our groceries. I just know that. Usually when we have, a $50 grocery bill, we'll pay like 50 cents in taxes. So it's usually on just whatever I don't know what items are taxed and what are not.
But merchandise, yes. You do have to pay taxes on merchandise that you buy. And Samir, muchas gracias.
Oh, thank you, Samir.
Thank you so much. I love that emoji.
It's like a flying pear.
I know, it's really cute. I like all the emojis.
Yeah. Read the VA website. All right. Well,
there's no VAT on food, but you do have to. It does get charged in restaurants.
Yeah. Well, it's prepared.
Right.
Anything
Okay.
That's prepared.
Right.
That has labor involved.
But like not when you go to the mercados, they're not calculating out tax.
No, it's no tax at the mercados or on the like groceries at the store. I'm not sure what falls into that though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we don't buy most of the stuff
knows.
we buy is all unpackaged. We don't eat a lot of packaged food. So I wondered, is there a tax on coffee?
I don't know. I guess, you know what? Next time we go to the
We'll
grocery
try and pay
store,
more
we're going to
attention.
look. We have to pay attention to our receipt. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Sales. I don't even know what the difference is between sales tax and a value added tax. Basically, when we buy something, there's a tax. So to me, that's a sales tax.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's the same thing.
Yeah. It's like they're tax. It's a tax. Tax is tax.
Yep. Somebody asked where to buy lower prescription drugs. So it's interesting here because some things are a lot less expensive. And then some things like ibuprofen is a lot more expensive here. But there's pharmacies all over the place. Mm-hmm. And they may not have your specific brand of prescription drug, but they should have something comparable.
Yeah.
But as far as prices go, I mean, we don't really know.
Yeah.
You got that Nucleo.
Yeah, that was $15 a month.
And that's something we didn't have access to in the United States.
Yeah, they have drugs here that are not available in the US, which is nice.
Yes, but we were told one ibuprofen pill is $1. So that's kind of expensive. And what's interesting is that if you want like just 3 pills, they will just count out 3 pills for you. Mm-hmm. So you don't go and buy the whole bottle like you do.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
In the drugstores back in the US. Oh, somebody asked Arcan asked about property tax. You know, we don't know much about that other than you have to pay it, but from what we understand, it's
Not that much.
exactly.
It's pretty, yeah, property tax is pretty low from what we've been told. Depends on the value of the property. And I'm not sure if it's a percentage. We're going to hopefully learn more about property buying and taxes and stuff in a few weeks when we do a property tour.
Yes, so we'll try to get all these types of questions answered.
Thanks, Chris. I saw another one.
Do you know of any Masonic lodges on the coast? I do not, but there's so many varieties of religions
That's
represented.
not a religion. That's
Oh.
the Masons, the Freemasons.
Masons, sorry.
I don't think that's
don't
not
know.
a religion. My grandpa was actually, both my grandpas were Freemasons.
Well, clearly I know nothing about this. My apologies if I said the wrong thing. Anyway, there's a lot of options and groups that are available throughout Ecuador.
So the dry season is not necessarily when you want to visit Ecuador. I know this is
it's so confusing.
The opposite of what you would think. So the dry season, it's cloudy all the time and it's cooler. The wet season, it rains at night. It might rain for a day or two, but then the sun comes out and it's nice and warm, and especially in Cuenca. So the best times to go to Cuenca are really like November, wouldn't you say November through March or April?
Yeah.
Which also happens to be the rainy season, but it doesn't rain that much. They don't have monsoons here, so it's not 6 months of solid rain.
Correct.
And you really want to be here when it's sunny and warmer, because in July and August in Cuenca, it can get really chilly and it's cloudy most of the time. It's just windier. It's not the best time to go.
And
even though it's drier.
It was interesting here, October and November, it was really dark and gray.
And cool. Amelia was wearing jacket.
I would just like a long sleeve or a really light jacket, but yeah, and jeans. So I don't know, I guess if you like that weather, then you'd be very happy.
Yeah, Maité does not help with buying properties. That you need a real estate agent for that.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm getting tired, Amelia. We've been going for an hour and a half.
I know.
I'm like, oh my God, there's so many questions. Is scuba diving good? There is diving here. Puerto Lopez has diving.
And so does Ayangue.
Ayangue, you can go diving there too. We don't know how good it is because
we haven't been.
I haven't been diving in 8 years. I don't know what a council tax is, so they do not have anything called that here, but any hurricanes? No, hurricanes are in the Atlantic. They start at Africa and they move their way over to the Caribbean. In the Pacific, they're called typhoons. They start out in the Pacific and they go toward Asia. So we have really no severe weather here. We are on the ring of fire, so there are earthquakes and there are volcanoes, but we do not have severe storms, severe weather like that. It does flood once in a while and washes some roads out, but we don't get high winds. There's no tornadoes, really.
There was more of that happening inland, so I know that they had some mudslides going on in the inland area. And remember, when was that volcano erupted? There was a lot of ash.
Sun guy?
Yeah. But we didn't even notice it here. It's weird. I didn't realize that there was a volcano that close to Cuenca.
Yeah.
And we have felt earthquakes, but we have not felt one since we've moved to Odawa.
Yeah, in a year, we have not felt an earthquake here.
But we did feel a big one. What was that, like a year and a half ago?
2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago? Okay. Just 10 minutes from north of here when we were visiting over in La Entrada and Villa de los Sueños. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, there are alternative medicine here. In fact, Ecuador is really big on that. And your regular doctor might refer you to a massage therapist or an acupuncturist or a homeopath.
Absolutely.
There is no negative stigma around that here. So it might actually be referred to one by your regular doctor. They work together too. The healthcare system here is just so radically different than what we were used to in the U.S. It's integrative, it's holistic, it's a regular doctor working with the physical therapist, working with, they WhatsApp each other, they call each other and talk about their patients. It's unbelievable. We feel so much better about the healthcare here. There's Kit again. Have a cup of coffee on Kathleen and me. See you soon. Awesome. Thanks, Kit.
Thanks, Kit.
Ciao.
We really appreciate it.
Ciao. Hopefully we will see you on Tuesday for the Zoom,
Yes.
the Zoom happy hour.
Oh my gosh, we have another person joining us, Maldana from Alaska. Snow blowing sideways. That sounds brutal. I'm very sorry.
I do not miss sideways snow.
Oh my gosh. I don't miss having to scrape my windshield.
Oh, I hated that. I hated shoveling.
Ugh.
I saw a graphic online today that showed the most efficient way to shovel your driveway. And from my perspective, the most efficient way is to move out of a place move away from the place where it snows and never have to shovel the driveway again.
We had another question about the roads. The main roads are good. There are some narrow roads here, but potholes, we don't really see a lot of potholes.
Now, mainly just washed out roads. And then they don't always fix them that well. So that's the main thing.
But the road, the Ruta del Sol, boy, that road's in excellent shape. They were doing a lot of
Except it goes this
repaving.
way. You're just driving into the ocean.
Okay, yeah.
It's this way.
Don't go my way. That'll be a really bumpy ride.
It'll be wet. You'll be very wet.
Yes.
No, they drive on the right side of the road here.
Yes. Have you tried Humita's Cone Cafe? I feel like we have had a Humita, but isn't that kind of like a tamale? I think it is. Tamales are yummy.
Yes, you can bring your prescription medications here, but don't take them out of the original packaging.
Yeah, we had a friend tell us that she had bought a bunch of vitamins, and to save space, she poured them all out into a Ziploc bag. And when she opened up her luggage, the bag checker people, customs had actually slit the bag open to see what they were, I guess. I don't know why they didn't just open it, but they cut it open and she had pills everywhere. But she didn't get stopped, so I guess it was fine.
Yep. Kathleen, you're right on there. Just move. If you don't like snow, move. You can't fight the snow. It will be, if you live in a place where it snows, there's nothing you can do but move.
I know people that absolutely love snow. I am not one of them.
We have not had to go to the doctor since we left Cuenca. We'll probably get physicals and dental stuff when we go back to Cuenca, and we're planning on going back in April.
Yeah, but there's what is that place called?
Solca.
That's like a clinic in Libertad that a lot of people go to. They have a dermatologist there too. So if you need to have your skin checked, which we both should do since we are especially on the coast now. So we've heard really good things, but we cannot personally refer anyone.
There is no harbor in Alone. There is, you can take your boat to Ayangue, Salinas, and Puerto Lopez and Manta. And I'm sure some of the other towns have either piers or it's just not the same. They have some boating clubs in Salinas and Manta, but
I understand those are private.
yeah, you have to be a member.
Yeah, marinas are not
a big thing
not
here.
a big thing here. I don't think there was a pier in Ayangue, was there?
No, it was no pier, but you could park your boat in the bay. And
You could.
I guess you swim out to it.
I don't know.
All right, I think I'm about ready to wrap this up. Are you?
Yes,
I
we're
think
both starting to fade.
hour and 37 minutes is about my limit on this.
Yes, but Vegas Hot Flash, I will tell you, yes, we are religious with our sunscreen. The sun can get very intense here. I did not know you could have a UV higher than 10, but you can, and it's here.
It's often 11.
Yeah, so that's why I've been using my umbrella more too, just to keep the sun off of me with sunscreen and then sometimes a hat.
Yeah.
And then I'm just really sweaty, but it's awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. Thank you all so
Yes.
much. We really appreciate all of your generosity and that you watch our videos and you enjoy our stuff. And we're really thankful that you watch and subscribe, and we're happy to help answer questions.
Yes, we are.
And take some of the mystery out of the move.
Yes, we're super grateful for your support. Thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. All right, guys, hope you have an unconventional rest of your weekend.
Yes.
We'll see you all in our next video on Thursday.
Ciao.
Ciao.
God,